Students, now we'll go for the breathing and exchange of gases. Okay, I have sent the material to group actually. You take out the printout. You take printout of that material actually. What I'm going to discuss MCQs. If you go once now, definitely you can clarify all the MCQs. Got it, no? Yes. Now let us come to the breathing and exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. Okay. Here the first question states number of alveoli, number of alveoli in two human lungs is number of alveoli in two human lungs is options 1 to 2 million, 1 to 2 million. Second option 200 to 300 million, 200 to 300 million. Third option is 600 to 800 million. The last option is 10 to 20 million. So these are the options he has given students for this question. You know that alveoli also called as air sacs. These are the structural and functional units of the lungs, correct? As I okay, as we discussed in the synopsis now, the both the lungs of adult man contains approximately 750 million alveoli. 750 million alveoli present in both the lungs of the adult man that we have discussed in synopsis actually. Here the given options, which one is very closest now, that you have to select. First option 1 to 2 million, incorrect only. Second option 200 to 300 million, incorrect only. So third option now 600 to 800 million. So that is the correct answer actually. That is should keep in mind. I think you are getting it. So number of alveoli in the human lungs is approximately 600 to 800 million. This is the first question, students. Second one is the respiratory system is derived from respiratory system is derived from respiratory system is derived from respiratory system is derived from. Here the options are the ectoderm. These are the germ layers, students. Then mesoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm. Then endoderm, endoderm, and the last option he has given none of these. So these are the options actually. Respiratory system is derived from. Yes. So here compulsory you should know that primary germ layers and their derivatives. This you are going to study in second year also. Human reproduction you are going to study. Ectoderm, you remember students, this I have explained in uh, what is that? Animal tissues. We have four types of tissues, correct? Epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissue, neural tissue. You know that epithelial tissue derived from all the three primary germ layers. Connective tissue derived from the mesoderm only. Correct? Muscular tissue is also derived from mesoderm. The neural tissue is derived from ectoderm. Which are the components come under all these tissues now? So you can select the correct primary germ layers. So dear students, here the respiratory system is derived from the endoderm only. Respiratory system is derived from the endoderm. So that is the correct answer. That is should keep in our mind. Yes. Next question. Third one is alveolar epithelium. Alveolar epithelium. Alveolar epithelium in lung is alveolar epithelium in lung is first option ciliated columnar, ciliated columnar, This is the first option. Second option, ciliated cuboidal. Ciliated cuboidal. Ciliated cuboidal. Then third option is non-ciliated columnar. Non-ciliated columnar. Non-ciliated columnar. Last option is simple squamous is there. Simple squamous is there. So these are the options. Yes. Dear students, each alveolus is internally covered by simple squamous epithelium and externally by network of blood capillaries. Nothing but endothelium, you can say that actually. Got it now? So internally it is lined by simple squamous epithelium. So that is why simple squamous epithelium is the correct answer. You remember this. I think I get it. We have discussed the location of ciliated and columnar epithelium in the animal tissues. Ciliated is usually present in the middle nasal cavity, trachea, bronchi, also fallopian tubes. Got it? Cuboidal epithelium on lining the tubular part of the nephron and also sex organs that you should keep in our mind. So here the simple squamous epithelium is the correct answer. This is the tissue present inside the alveoli. Next, fourth question. Layer of uneven columnar cells. Uneven columnar cells. Uneven columnar cells which form tracheal lining. Which form tracheal lining. Which form tracheal lining. Tracheal lining. Tracheal lining are the component of dear students, this is the question. Layer of uneven columnar cells which form tracheal lining are the components of. Here the options. One is the brush border epithelium. This is the first option. Second option is stratified epithelium. Stratified epithelium. Second option is the stratified epithelium. The third option is the pseudo stratified epithelium is there. The last option is the ciliated epithelium. Last option is the ciliated epithelium. So these are the options, students. Layer of uneven columnar cells which form a tracheal lining are the components of. You know that internally trachea is lined by pseudostratified ciliated epithelium along with mucus secreting goblet cells. Pseudostratified ciliated epithelium along with mucus secreting goblet cells. That is why pseudostratified ciliated epithelium is the correct answer. That is should keep in our mind. Clear? So here the third option is correct answer for the fourth question. Next, the fifth question. Structural and functional units of lungs. Structural and functional units of lungs are. So this is the question, students. Structural and functional units of lungs are there. Here the options: neurons are there. Second option, nephrons are there. Third option, alveoli is there. Fourth option, villi are there. So these are the options that is should keep in mind. Structural and functional units of lungs are there. Yes. They are studying structural and functional units of the lungs, nothing but the alveoli, also called as air sacs. As we discussed, approximately 750 million alveoli present in both the lungs of adult man. Then rest of the options, villi, these are the structural and functional units of the small intestine. Nephrons, also called as uriniferous tubules, these are the structural and functional units of the kidneys. Neurons. These are the structural functional units of the brain or nervous system. That also we should keep in our mind. I think you're getting it. So here the for this question, correct answer is the alveoli. You remember this? Yes. Next question, students. Question number 6. The nasal passages. The nasal passages open into the pharynx. Open into the pharynx. Open into the pharynx by. So this is the question, students. Nasal passages open into the pharynx by. Option A, concave is there. Option A, okay. Option A is the concave. Concave. Option A is the concave. Option B is the glottis. Option B is the glottis. Option C, external nails. External nails. And last option is the bronchitis or bronchus, it is there. Bronchus. So these are the options, students. Nasal passages open into the pharynx by. Yes. Nasal passages open into the pharynx by pre-terminate bones, also called as concave. Pre-terminate bones are also called as concave. So that is the correct answer. Pre-terminate bones are concave. Glottis slit-like aperture present at the end of the laryngopharynx. External nails, nothing but nostrils. These are the oval-shaped openings. See, these are nothing but nails actually, oval-shaped openings located in front of the nose only. Then bronchus, I think you know that it is a branch of the trachea. The trachea, lower part of the trachea divides into two primary bronchi. Right primary bronchus, left primary bronchus. Bronchus is the singular, bronchi is the plural. So here for this question is the correct answer is the concave is the correct. Uh, Students, look at the board. Next question will go for that. Next one is next one is conduction of air. Conduction of air into the lungs is carried out by So this is the question, students. Here the options are the nasal passages. Options of the nasal passages. Second one is the pharynx. Third option is the larynx. Fourth option is the mouth. So these are the options actually. Conduction of air into the lungs is carried out by. Dear students, one is the nasal passages. Pharynx serves as a common passage for both air and food. Voice producing organ is called larynx. Slit-like aperture surrounded by muscular upper and lower lips is called mouth. So that is why here the correct answer is the nasal passages is the correct answer. Nasal passages are the correct answer. Conduction of air into the lungs carried out by nasal passages. From the nasal passages, it reaches the alveoli of lungs through pharynx, larynx, trachea, and bronchi and bronchioles. That is should keep in our mind. So, nasal passages is the correct answer here. Next, question number 8. The narrow slit, that opens into the larynx is called into the larynx is called. This is the question, students. Options are the epiglottis. Options of the epiglottis. Then glotis, glotis. Third option is the pharynx. Then fourth option is the trachea. Fourth option is the trachea. These are the options. Narrow slit-like opening into the larynx is called. That is the question actually. Dear students, we have to complete in the synapses we have discussed actually. Pharynx has the three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx, posterior laryngopharynx. At the base of laryngopharynx, there is a slit-like opening is called glottis. Overhanging the glottis, there is a leaf-shaped elastic cartilage is called epiglottis. It closes the glottis when food passes through esophagus into the stomach and thus prevent the food entering into the trachea. Trachea is also called as windpipe. Clear? I think you're getting. Then pharynx, as we discussed, it serves as a common passage for both food and air. So here, the students' correct answer is the glottis. It is a narrow slit-like opening that opens into the larynx. From the that opens into the larynx is called glottis. That you should remember. A leaf-shaped elastic cartilage hanging over the glottis is called epiglottis. You know that epiglottis is also called as guardian airways. It allows only the air, trachea, prevents the food entering into the trachea. That is why it is also called as guardian airways. That also should get now. Next, question number 9, students. Which one of, which one of the following, which one of the following, which one of the following structures, which one of the following structures prevent the collapse of the trachea and bronchi, collapse of trachea and bronchi, collapse of trachea and bronchi, collapse of trachea and bronchi. So this is the question actually. Which of the following structures prevents the collapse of trachea and bronchi? Here the options, students. One is the Adam's apple. One is the Adam's apple. Second one is the she-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. Then third one is complete rings. Complete rings of hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. Last option is the ribs. Last option is the ribs are there. So these are the options for this question, students. One is the Adam's apple. C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage. Complete rings of hyaline cartilage. Then ribs are there. So question is which one of the following structures prevent the collapse of trachea and bronchi? So you know that, students, wall of the trachea is made up of 16 to 20 C-shaped hyaline cartilage rings. Correct? So these rings prevent the collapsing of the trachea when food passes through the esophagus. Clear? You know that esophagus and trachea lie in front of the esophagus is located in front of the trachea. When we are swallowing the food may exert pressure on the trachea actually. Due to that pressure, the trachea may collapse. But due to the presence of hyaline cartilage rings, no, the trachea will not collapse. So that is why C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage is the correct answer. The rings are complete in front and incomplete behind actually. So that is why it is incorrect answer. Ribs, they are not involved in protecting the bronchi and trachea actually. The Adam's apple is there. Nodi, larynx is located in the neck region. Correct? This is the larynx actually. Wall of the larynx is supported by several pieces of cartilage, of which thyroid, cricoid, arytenoid cartilages are the main. Correct? Thyroid is the largest cartilage. It consists of two plates, students. This side is one plate is there, this side one plate is there. Both the plates are joined together in front to form an angular. This is the angular projection. That is called Adam's apple. Also called as laryngeal prominence. As I said in the synopsis, more prominent in men than in women. That is called Adam's apple. So, for this question, correct answer is the C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage. I think 9 questions are clear for. I'll read the question and answer. The number of alveoli to human lungs is approximately 600 to 800 million. Our respiratory system is derived from the yellow lung. Alveolar epithelium in lung is simple squamous layer of uneven columnar cells which form tracheal lining or component of pseudostratified ciliated epithelium. Structural and functional units of lungs are the alveoli. Nasal passages open into the pharynx by three turbinate bones are concave. Conduction of air into the lungs is carried out by nasal passages. A narrow slit that opens into the larynx is called glottis. Then which one of the following structures prevent the collapse of trachea and bronchi? C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage is correct answer. I think these questions are clear for you. Okay. So next we will go for the another question. Dear students, next question is the 10th one. Which cartilage of the larynx? Which cartilage of larynx? Which cartilage of the larynx is commonly called? Is commonly called Adam's apple. Commonly called as the Adam's apple. Cartilage is commonly called as Adam's apple. Just now we have completed in the previous question actually. I think by seeing the options directly you can select the answer here. One is the arytenoid. One option is the arytenoid. Second one is the cricoid. Third option is the thyroid. Then fourth option is the epiglottic. It is the epiglottic. Epiglottic. Yes. Just now we have completed without second, third. You can select thyroid. Clear? As I said, wall of the larynx is supported by several pieces of cartilage, of which thyroid, cricoid, arytenoid are the main. Thyroid is the largest cartilage, consisting of two plates, joined together in front to form an angular projection is called Adam's apple. That is why thyroid is the correct answer. These are the ring-like cartilage and forms lateral and posterior walls of the larynx. These are the pyramidal shaped cartilages found attached to the upper surface of the cricoid cartilage. That is should keep in our mind. Then epiglottis just now we have discussed actually. Okay. Next, let us come to the question number 11 students. Which of the following is not involved in breathing movements? Which of the following? Which of the following is not involved in not involved in not involved in breathing movements? Not involved in breathing movements. Not involved in breathing movements. So this is the question, students. Which of the following is not involved in breathing movements? Here the options are ribs are there. First option. Second option, sternum is there. Third option, diaphragm is there. Diaphragm is there. Then last option, vertebral column is there. Vertebral column is there. Vertebral column. Yes, these are the options students. If you remember the mechanism of breathing, you can select the answer for this question. You know that two processes are there, inspiration and expiration, correct? Inspiration is an active process because it requires energy. Expiration is a passive process. During inspiration, intercostal muscles present between the ribs contract. Simultaneously, diaphragm also contracts and becomes flattened. Clear? I think you are getting it. Then during inspiration, the ribs and sternum. Sternum is nothing but breastbone. Move upward and forward. As a result of this, volume of the thoracic cavity increases and lungs become expanded. I think you are getting it. That is, air from outside enters the lungs and finally reaches the alveoli. During expiration, the intercostal muscles and relax. Okay, intercostal muscles and diaphragm relax. Diaphragm returns its original shape. Ribs and sternum move downward and backward. As a result of this, volume of the thoracic cavity decreases. Okay, lungs return to the normal size. That is, air from lungs is expelled out. Got it? What I am telling you. So, in the above said explanation, now, first three terms we have used, but we did not use the vertebral column. So, that is why. So, this is the structure which is not involved in breathing movements. So, you can select the vertebral column. You remember this. Vertebral column. Ribs are nothing but okay, 12 pairs of ribs we have. 7 pairs of true ribs, 8, 9 to 10 to false ribs, 11th and 12th floating ribs. The red colored muscles present between the ribs are called intercostal muscles. Then muscles present in diaphragm are called phrenic muscles. Dear students, that also you should remember. Red colored muscles present between the ribs are called intercostal muscles. Muscles present in diaphragm is the phrenic muscles. That also you should keep in our mind. Yes. Next students, question number 12. Question number 12. Larynx is also called as. Larynx is also called as. Larynx is also called as. Dear students, here the options are the glottis is there. Glottis is there. Then voice box is there. Voice box is there. Third option is the epiglottis. Third option is the epiglottis. Then last option is the vocal cords. Vocal cords is vocal cords. Vocal cord. Vocal cord is that is should keep in mind. These are the options. You know that without second thought you can select that. Larynx is commonly called as voice box because now inside the larynx there is a pair of vocal cords. When air passes through larynx, voice is produced due to the vibration of the vocal cords. That is why larynx is also called as voice box. One more students. In birds, no. This already we have discussed actually. Voice producing organ is the syrinx. In birds, voice producing organ is called syrinx. That I should keep in our mind. I think it is very clear for you. Okay. Then glottis, I think you know that epiglottis also we have discussed. Okay. So, okay, next question. Question number 13. Membranous covering of lungs. Membranous covering of lungs. Covering of lungs. Membranous covering of lungs. Dear students, it is nothing but protective membranes of the lungs only. One is the pericardial membrane is there. Pericardial membrane. Second option is the pleural membrane. Pleural membrane. Third option is the diaphragm is there. Diaphragm. Diaphragm. Then last option is the vitelline membrane. Vitelline membrane. So these are the options that they students. So I think protective membranes have different organs in our body. I have given in the synopsis students. Externally, lungs are covered by double-layered protective membranes are called pleural membranes. Or pleura, outer parietal pleura, inner visceral pleura. Between these two membranes, there is a pleural cavity filled with pleural fluid. Prevents the friction between the two membranes and protects the lungs from mechanical shocks. Then protective membrane of the heart is called pericardial membrane. Externally, heart is covered by double protective membrane is called pericardium. The two layers of pericardium are the outer fibrous pericardium, inner serous pericardium. Between these two layers, there is a pericardial cavity filled with pericardial fluid. It also prevents the friction between the two membranes and protects the protects the heart from mechanical shocks. That also we have discussed. Then, dear students, diaphragm is not a membrane. It is a dome-shaped muscular partition separates the upper thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. Then vitelline membrane is there. Actually, this is the primary egg membrane. Around the egg of the frog, you can find this actually. That I think you are going to discuss in human reproduction, second PU syllabus. Based on their origin, egg membranes are of three types students. Primary membranes, secondary membranes, tertiary membranes. Primary membranes are secreted by egg itself. Example, zona pellucida of mammalian egg. Vitelline membrane of the frog's egg. That is why it is a primary membrane. Then secondary membranes are secreted by follicle cells. Example, chorion of insect egg. Tertiary membranes are secreted by different parts of female reproductive system when egg released from ovary into the body cavity. Egg albumin, egg membrane, calcareous shell. Calcareous shell. Got it? Know what I'm telling you? Okay, egg membrane, albumin, calcareous shell, jelly coats of frog's egg. All these are the tertiary membranes. Okay, so for this question, the pleural membrane is correct answer. Then also you should remember membranes of other organs: kidneys, renal capsule, liver, Glissen's capsule. Okay, brain and spinal cord meningitis. That also you should remember. Muscles is the sarcolemma. If you remember all these protective membranes in one place now, definitely you can prevent the confusion. Clear? Okay, let it be. Next question, students. Let us go to the question number 14. Then vocal cords are found in. This already we have discussed. Okay, found in. By seeing the options, you can select actually. Vocal cords are found in. Number one options, right? Buccal cavity is there. Buccal cavity. So buccal cavity contains teeth and tongue only. So that is the incorrect answer. Then glotis, it is a slit-like aperture, opening, present at the base of laryngopharynx. Then branchial tubes. Branchial tubes are nothing but bronchi and bronchioles. So that is also incorrect. The answer is larynx. Yeah, this is only the correct answer. Just now we have discussed. While discussing the larynx is also called as voice box. That time only I have discussed about the vocal cords. Present only in the larynx. That you should keep in our mind. Next question. Question number 15. The narrowest and most numerous tubes, most numerous tubes, numerous tubes of lungs are called, of lungs are called, most narrowest and numerous Tubes found in lungs are called. Here the options, students. Bronchi are there. Bronchi. Second option, alveoli. Third option, bronchioles are there. Bronchioles are there. The last option, tertiary bronchi is there. Tertiary bronchi. Yes, these are the options. Narrowest and most tubes of lungs are covered. Without second thought, here you can select the answer bronchioles only. Bronchioles only. That is should keep in our mind. Okay, at the anterior part of the bronchi usually broad will be there. While going into the lungs, they become narrow and also keep on increasing the branches. That is why these are the narrowest and most numerous tubes of the lungs. That is should keep in our mind. So bronchioles is the correct answer. Yes. Next question number 16, students. In the lungs, the simple squamous, simple squamous epithelium, non-ciliated epithelium, non-ciliated epithelium found in. So this is the question, students. In lungs, simple squamous epithelium and non-ciliated epithelium found in. Here the options are bronchioles are there, bronchioles are there, trachea is there, trachea, third option bronchi, then last one is the alveoli. So if you want to select the correct answer, students, rest of the options you should know the tissues present inside them. Bronchioles internally lined by smooth muscle fibers. So that is why it is not correct. Internally trachea is lined by pseudostratified ciliated epithelium along with mucus secreting goblet cells. That is why it is also not correct. Even the bronchi, what is the tissue present in the trachea? Same tissue is present in the bronchi also. So answer is the alveoli is the correct answer. So simple squamous epithelium and non-ciliated epithelium found in alveoli, also called as air sacs. That is should keep in our mind. So this is the 16th question, students. Next 17th one is the epithelium. The epithelium in the conducting bronchioles. In the conducting bronchioles. Conducting bronchioles. Conducting bronchioles. Epithelium in the conducting bronchioles is. So this is the question. Option is pseudo stratified, and columnar. Pseudo-stratified and columnar. Second option is pseudo-stratified and cuboidal. Pseudo-stratified and cuboidal. Third option is stratified columnar. Stratified columnar. Then last option is stratified cuboidal. Stratified cuboidal. Stratified cuboidal. So these are the options, students. Conducting bronchioles. That is nothing but bronchi only you think. You know that as we discussed earlier, internally bronchi lined by pseudostratified ciliated epithelium. You know that ciliated epithelium is nothing but modified columnar only. So that is why pseudostratified columnar is the correct answer. Got it? What I am telling you. So that we should keep in our mind. So epithelial lining in the conductive bronchioles is always lined by pseudostratified ciliated epithelium along with mucus secreting goblet cells. That is the correct answer. Now, next students. Yes. Here, 18th one is the match the following survey. Match the following. Match the following. So this is the question, students. Here they have given the two columns, column 1 and column 2. Column 1, A option is the larynx, students. B option is the trachea. Okay, C option is the alveoli. Alveoli. Then fourth option is the epiglottis. Epiglottis. So these are the options in one column, students. Then opposite column P, Q, R, S they have given actually. Then R, S, T also they have given. One is the lid of larynx they have given. Next to air sacs. Air sacs. Then a voice box. Then a wind pipe. Then a windpipe. Last one is the common passage. Common passage. These are the options, students. I mean column 2 options. Okay, I mean column 2 words. Then options are A, they have given P, B, A, they have given R, B, they have given P, C, Q, they have given D, yes, they have given in the option 1. Option 2, A, they given the D, B, yes, they given C, P, D, they have given the Q1. Next option C, A, R, then B, yes, then C, Q, then D, P they have given. Then last option students, A, okay, here they have given the A, P they have given. Sorry, A is the R, then B, yes they given, C, Q they have given, and D, P they have given. Yes, these are the options. Dear students, first you decide the correct answers in the match the columns only. You decide what are the correct answers in the match the columns only you can decide. Yes. Okay, listen. Here, larynx is commonly called as voice box. A is the R. Here it is there. Last option is there. So here we have decided the two options. Either A or B. Then trachea commonly called as windpipe. B, yes. Here it is not there. So yes is there. See, by seeing the two only you can decide the correct answer. So D is the correct answer. That is should remember. Then alveoli also called as air sacs. Epiglottis lid of the larynx. Then common passage is the pharynx only. Clear? So larynx is voice box, trachea, windpipe, alveoli, air sacs, epiglottis, lid of larynx. Common passage is the pharynx. So answer is the D one. I think it is very clear for you. Yes.